Welcome to CodeSpider. In this video, we are going to discuss what is Vue in ASP.NET Core MVC. In this video, we are covering what are Vue in ASP.NET Core MVC, role of Vue, how to add a new Vue, and where a Vue file stored in ASP.NET Core MVC. So let's first discuss what are Vue in ASP.NET Core MVC. In the model view controller pattern, the view is the component that contains the logic to represent the model data as a user interface with which the end user can interact. View is an HTML template with embedded razor markup. A view file is a file with .cshtml extension for C#. For VB, it may .vbhtml. CSHTML is the combination of C# and HTML. Views are generally written from action method of the controller. That means whenever a user requests to the controller send the request to the action method and the action method return the data from the model and render to the view. We use view result return type to return a view from action method. There are several return types used in the controller, but return a view we use view result as a return type. In our upcoming videos, we go through the details about how to return a view from action method in multiple ways. A view in ASP.NET Core application is responsible for the UI representation. That means the application of the user interface. Using a view, we display information about the application. Users generally do all the action using a view, such as the click button, add some inputs, upload images, etc. This is typical controller view and model design pattern, and today we are going to discuss about view. So let's discuss the structure of the view and where the view file are stored in ASP.NET Core MVC application. You can see that in the ASP.NET Core MVC application, in the root project file, the views folder is present here. Inside the views folder, the view files are stored here. And the view file are stored in the views folder by default. Views file that belong to a specific controller are stored in a subfolder in the views folder. And that subfolder has the same name as the controller. That means if the controller name as customer controller, then the inside views a folder name as customer should be created, and inside the customer folder all the view pages are created. That means in this image, in the customer management project, there is two controllers. One is customer controller, another is home controller. So according to the controller, the subfolder has been created inside the views folder, and according to the subfolder, the view file are created here. And you can see that the view file has the same name as that of the controller action method with a .cshtml extension. So let's flip to Visual Studio and we'll understand the views with an example. This is the same application that we have used so far in this our ASP.NET Core series. In our previous video session, we have already discussed about the controllers and the models, and you can see there is no views folder has been created by default because of this is an empty project and we need to create the views folder here. So let's first block all these ports. Here we add a action method, public view result. Let's say the action method name is details. You can simply return view. Let's change the routing in the startup.cs, home and details. Let's run the application. You can see here it is showing the on-handed exception error because of the view named as details was not found in that particular location. So let's add a view in ASP.NET Core MVC and we'll see how to overcome this error. So to add the view page, there are two ways we can add the view page. One way is manually and second way is using the action method. So let's first discuss how to create a view manually. So to create a view manually, as you see in this image, we need to create a folder as views, and according to our controller, we need to create a subfolder, and inside that, according to the action method, we need to create a CSHTML file. So let's do this. Right click on the project, then add new folder. Let's name as views. Then here our controller name is home controller. So we need to create a folder as home. Then in the home controller, the action method is details. So let's copy this, and here we need to add a view, add view. Here there is two templates is available. One is a razor view and is a razor view empty. Let's add razor view as empty. Then click add button. Here by default it is index.cshtml. Let's rename it details.cshtml. Let's add this. You can see here the blank details page is here. Let's add some HTML here. Now our view page is ready according to the requirement. Now let's run the application and we'll see this details.cshtml is rendered or not. So let's run the application. You can see here our HTML is rendered here. When you right click and go to the view page source, you can see here all the HTML has been rendered. That means whenever a user requests to the home controller with the action method details, then the details action method search inside the views folder of the subfolder home, find the details.cshtml, then the details.cshtml is rendered to the browser. So this is the manual way that you can create a view. But in the real-time application, it is not good to create the view manually. So to overcome this, we can create a view using the action method by just right click on the action method. So let's remove this views folder and we'll see how to create a view using the action method. Let's delete it. So to add the view using the controller action method, we need to right click here and click add view. And the same template is coming here. You can set as razor view empty or by default razor view. Let's choose this razor view and click add. And here a new pop-up window will come, and the view name is same like the action method name. And also you can find another attributes. One is template, one is model class, and here one is checkbox is create partial page and use a layout page. We'll discuss all these things in our upcoming videos. For the timing, let's ignore all these things and click add button. You can see it is scaffolding and it's generating our code. What is the scaffolding? We'll go to the details in our upcoming videos. You can see here now the views folder is generated for us, and according to the controllers, the home subfolder is created inside the views folder and the details.cshtml has been created. So let's run the application and definitely the details.cshtml is rendered to the browser. You can see the details has been rendered. So in these two ways you can communicate with the controller to the view. Let's move to the definition of the controller. You can find here. You can find there are different virtual method of the view. That means you can return the view result without any parameter, or you can return as a view name or object model. What all these things we'll discuss in our upcoming videos. So let's discuss how to set the absolute view file path. You can set here directly the absolute view file path. According to our project, the absolute path is views, then let's home, then details.cshtml. Let's run the application. You can see here this also be rendered to the browser because of whenever the action method is called, it should be find to the absolute path inside the views, home and details.cshtml. Let's rename to details1.cshtml. And details1.cshtml are not in the home folder. So let's run the application and you can see there is straightforward error. You can see here the details1.cshtml was not found inside this folder. Also you can set as absolute path using slash, or you can set as tail symbol. Let's discuss what are the advantages of using views in ASP.NET Core MVC. The views in MVC application provides the separation of concerns. It separates the user interface from the business logic, or you can say from the rest of the application. The ASP.NET Core MVC views use the razor syntax, which makes it easy to switch between the HTML markup and the C code. The common or repetitive aspects of all the application user interface can be easily reused between the views using the layout and the shared directives of partial views. What are the shared directives, what are the layout, and what are the partial views we'll discuss in our upcoming session. That's it in the video. On the next video, we are going to discuss how controllers find a view, or we go through the details about the view discovery. In that video, we will discuss how to return a view with the same name as action method, and return a view with a different name as action method, return a view with a model object, and return a view from another location, and lots of other things we'll discuss on our next video. Thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe for more upcoming videos.